ecologically aware materials to produce art, and it's also about thinking deeply more about the environment, the cultural environment, the natural environment, the social environment, or our intimate environment, the people around us, and the interconnectedness of all these. Let me show you this video first as one of our projects, because we use art as a form of calling people attention to what's around us. Oh, sorry. Well, I was hoping I can show you this. I think I better stop this because I think the internet connection is not the best. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to show you this is this is classical music in the Arctic. This pianist artist was here in Budapest too last autumn, and with this one, I would like to start talking about why we use art and how we use art at Greenpeace. Because as you have been seeing with this one, it shows the problem. It shows that at the Arctic, the glaciers are melting. If we could have watched this video longer, then you would have seen that while he's playing, the glaciers are dropping into the ice. And obviously, it evokes emotions. Immediately, we feel that it's a dramatic thing what is happening, and it brings us closer. The problem, the Arctic problem, it's very far away, but with that emotional attachment that the piece of art can create, we feel that it's more relevant to us. It's more relevant to our lives too, and it connects us to each other too. And art can really help us to feel that responsibility for people living even far away from us, who are many times much more affected by climate change, by extreme weather events already than us. And art is and now I'm going to show you some examples of what we do as Greenpeace when we apply art. So this was in 2007 in Switzerland. The topic is the vulnerability of glaciers again, and that's why the artist decided to use nude people to show the vulnerability of nature and the parallel between the vulnerability of humankind and nature. Obviously, if you live in New York, then immediately you look at this and you immediately understand what means sea level rise. And as Nicole was already showing us a picture of art installation underwater, I'm showing you another one. These are 400 sculptures under the water in parallel of a UN climate conference. And again, this one is if you look at this, you immediately understand that you don't want to live underwater, and this is where we are heading to if we continue like this. Then, because people, as I've already said, are affected by climate change, we meet these news in we read about and we hear about this in the news now more and more, people are affected, and it's important to learn about these and to hear their stories, because through these stories, again, we can feel that connectedness and feel our responsibility, like moral responsibility. And then when like, this is one way of reaching people for us. If people don't go after the information, then we try to make sure that we give them the information where they are. So with street art, this one depicts two big whales in Rome, in front of the Pantheon, and these two whales are lifting out or coming out of a sea of waste. And again, another form of art, after classical music, after street art installations, dance could be another format of getting through our messages. And here, a Japanese clothes designer and a Japanese contemporary dancer and a UK contemporary dancer got together, and the dress is made out of sea nets, and the dance highlights the tragedy what the living beings in the sea creatures face because of the bycatch caused by the fishing nets. And another topic, air pollution. Because of diesel cars, our health is really, really affected, more and more affected. And again, street art murals in Rome. Again, we are in Rome, and a famous artist was putting up these murals onto walls. So again, in your everyday life, you face with the problems that you might not think about, because air pollution is not something that tangible as plastic waste, but it does affect your health. And as again, like, it's a universal problem that we need to tackle on the level of society. Another scale, the same topic. You can imagine how many people see a big billboard like this above a very busy motorway, a very big motorway that gets very busy during the day. And this is in Asia, where air pollution problem is really, really huge. It's even bigger than here. Again, a health issue, energy issue. So when we talk about plastic products, we talk about any products, we talk about clothes, whatever, we need the energy. And if we don't change the way what energy we use, then again, we are contributing to climate change and we are destroying our health. The two are very interconnected. And this is like a traditional media event. What I mean by this is that many times we do events, actions for the media, so we have the picture and then the media likes that, and so the people become aware of the issues that we are talking about. Our goal with art is to present the problems, as I showed you some, and also to call for solutions, present the solution also, and create the demand for the solution. We can also offer the positive future vision. So if people see that this is what's precious, this is what needs to be protected, this is the future where we want to live in, that they can identify themselves with much, much more, which means that we, I should say, that we experience then our connectedness to each other, as I said at the beginning, and to the earth too. And this makes us more convinced that there is an opportunity to act, and we are empowered, we can be empowered, we can feel empowered to do something about the problems. And obviously when we talk about problems, then we have responsible actors, and as I said, we are all responsible for what's going on, but obviously there are some players who could do more because they do more harm or they do have a bigger environmental footprint. And decision makers could be addressed like one, as Greenpeace, we as a financially and politically independent organization, what we do is we expose the biggest polluters, whether they are governments or companies. This is again a UN climate at the time of a UN climate summit, and we put like activists are in a lifeboat, obviously calling awareness that we're paying or calling attention to climate change problems. And as you can see, some decision makers, I mean, you can probably recognize some decision makers like Merkel is in the middle and Putin is in the back. And that was back at Obama's time, so Obama is there too. And then big companies. This is in Argentina. It's a big billboard because Sprite didn't stop destroying a protected forest in Argentina. So in Buenos Aires, the Greenpeace activists decided to put this big billboard up because after so many signs up, petitions, and discussions, the companies still refuse to do something about it. And then this is where we need the public pressure, where we need the media attention to make pressure on the company. Not only companies, but banks do. This is Berkeley because the bank was funding pipelines, tar sands pipelines that are affecting communities many times